Hi, this is Whitney, and I wanted to do a short video on property settlement agreements. Now, many people ask me, what do I need in order to get divorced? So in Virginia, you either need a property settlement agreement or you have to go through hearings and depositions, and a judge decides how marital assets and custody and support and things are going to be done. So property settlement agreements are usually the most common way of resolving divorces. They're an agreement. You can think of it as a contract between the two spouses, and it resolves everything with regards to the marriage. It's kind of the kitchen sink. It includes custody if there's kids and child support if there's kids, spousal support, what are we doing with marital bank accounts, funds, assets, houses, are we refinancing a house, are we selling the house, who's got to pay who, equity, all of those things have to be discussed in a property settlement agreement. Now, in the 10 years I've been doing this, inevitably, a few times a month, clients come in and they've tried to draft their own property settlement agreement. And while I completely understand, sometimes it's just cost prohibitive to have an attorney draft one up for you. Sometimes you're just trying to knock it out while you both agree, and I totally get that. But I will say, more times than not, when you try to draft your own, that's when we run into issues. We need a property settlement agreement that outlines everything and is done properly. It has to be notarized properly, signed properly, dated properly, or else the court could very well reject that and say, you got to redo it. So sometimes, even though it may sound or seem counterintuitive, it's just better to go ahead and get an attorney to draft it. That way it's done, you know it's right. And I have been doing them for 10 years, almost 10 years next February. So, property settlement agreements don't have to be some big scary thing. I mean, it can be as simple as you've been married a short time and you each just want to keep your own assets, your own bank accounts, your own money, and you've worked it all out. And that's great. And I'm so happy that you can do that. And I'm more than happy to sort of help you work through that and draft the agreement you need. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time for people to negotiate and end up where they want to or feel comfortable with. And sometimes there's a give and a take between me and the other party, or me and another attorney, and sort of settling and negotiating everything, especially if there's larger assets involved or a lot of money or kids. Kids can also cause issues as far as wanting to negotiate and settle, because both parents usually really love their kids and think that they are best for their kids. So sometimes it takes working through that. And a property settlement agreement is designed to sort of encapsulate everything that you need to do in order to dissolve the marriage. So I encourage you to reach out to me if you know you're in the process of separating and have questions about what an agreement would look like for you. I would welcome the chance to sit down with you, go over everything that needs to go in there, see how you want to divide it, what you think's fair, what the other party thinks and brings to the table. And I can help you draft that. I can help you draft it and either give it to you and then you take it to the other person, or if you want to retain me to help do settlement negotiations, that's something else that I do. Again, here at the Pennington Law Firm, I try to focus on listening to you, advising you in an honest and open and compassionate way, with understanding that this is probably a very difficult time for you. And it's a time when you need sincerity and empathy and someone to really just listen to what you want and tell you whether that's reasonable or not, because sometimes we all need that check. So if you feel like you maybe want to meet with me and go over how to divide assets and maybe some custody and visitation, please feel free to reach out to me and my firm. It's 276-477-1422, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks.